Hi, everybody. It's Tara here with Beyond This Reality Incorporated. I'm an artist and a self-development coach, and I help people who are struggling because they're entangled with negative patterns, whether it's mental or emotional patterns or even familial patterns, so family patterns that are actually sabotaging their life and leaving them exhausted, drained, and feeling overwhelmed and really lifeless, so that they can emerge into feeling and having a life full of color, full of connection, and full of the fulfillment that they're looking for. So today we have a question that came from one of the listeners, and it is, what is the internal guidance system and how does it work? So the internal guidance system is actually our body's consciousness. So the consciousness that comes from our body that happens to be through feelings, sensations, and the ways that the actual muscles, body feels more than emotions, right? And so it's sensations in the body. And it's the way that the body communicates its awareness to us. What is it communicating? That's the whole thing. Like, why do we even listen to it? Most of us are so trained to turn off the awareness of the body and to override it, right? If the body says stop, we go, you can go even longer. Like, no pain, no gain. And so really, like, getting tapped in to the powerhouse of your body and its guidance system is the magic that will change whether you're in flow and creating with ease, or whether you're constantly going against what your awarenesses are giving to you. So how do you know from a feeling standpoint, emotion standpoint, what's going on? So whether you're feeling an emotion or feeling the tension in your body, here's one of the things, and you can look this up on the internet. It's called the emotional guidance scale or the emotional guidance system. This isn't mine. This is out there. And so I just wanted to share this with you guys, because when you're on the upward spiral, and I really don't, in my practice, talk too much about the upward and downward spiral, but these emotions over here, the ones that are your feel-good emotions, it generally means that you're going in the direction of your desired life, like what you're asking to create. Your body is going to give you the guidance, like you're on track. So whenever you're excited about something, like, go for it more, like ask even more questions. And so if you can visualize with me, instead of like the guidance system that's in your car, but a map, and that, like a map, like what is it, Candyland, that has chutes and ladders and detours and all that kind of stuff. Our body actually gives us bonuses. It doesn't just guide us and say you're going in the right direction or you're going away from what you've actually asked for, away from who you are. So it's not even what we're asking for, but our body is going to give us constantly messages as if we're in the direction of who we are and who we're being, and bringing that to fulfillment, or we're actually going against ourselves. Because sometimes what we ask for is against who we are, right? And so the body is always going to default to supporting us as a being and what we have the potential of being here and experiencing on the earth. So our body is this fierce guidance system that really is forever on our side, and yet many times we're at war with it, right? So many times we're actually trying to quell that inner voice in order to please others, or quell that inner voice in order to fit in, whatever it is. And that inner voice is not easily silenced. It's going to either speak up in emotions, and if you're not willing to listen to it in emotions or sensations, because some people get vibrations, they get tingling, so it's not just emotions, it's also sensations. If you're not going to listen there, it's going to move to pain, because it's going to get into your muscles. It's going to get into your organs and speak to you even louder. So we talked about the upward spiral, those feel-good feelings, those feel-good sensations, and the vibrancy. When we're in those states of being, we're in flow, we're going in the direction of being ourselves, and can actually do the chutes and ladders. Like, we can ask the question, like, what can I acknowledge here that would expand it even more? What is the invitation that you're giving me with this, like, this excited feeling? What else is a possible here that my mind is not aware of? Body, tell me, so that you can know where the chutes and ladders and the bonus detours are that are going to get you there even faster and even with more ease. So the other side of this is the downward spiral. It's those things that we generally say that we want to stay away from when we're not feeling so great. I actually love this side. I don't love to stay there, but I love this side because this side also has a whole lot of invitations. And so those bonus invitation detours, those chutes and ladders, that if we actually stopped trying to fix them or turn them off or change them into something else, we would be detoured into like some really amazing places. So when your body is feeling heavy, when you have a resistance. So I'm going to give a specific example. My body gives me amazingly strong resistances when certain people use certain words. There's words for me that are like, they almost smack me in the face. And for a long time, I tried to just, realize for myself what that was. So some of these words are deserve, worthy, lessons. There's way more than that, but I'll just stay with those three. So when I was willing to ask the question, what is the invitation here that I'm not getting? What is my awareness? And my awareness was there were hidden little lies that some people were receiving with those. Not everyone. Like, for some people, those words work and they're actually expansive. But for a lot of people, underneath those words are these things that are keeping them really small. Worthy and deserve have qualifiers in them, right? At what point, my question is, at what point are you actually deserving of something? What qualifies you to deserve? What if you just by birthright are able to make the choice to receive, not to receive, to choose people who actually honor you or don't honor you? It's not a matter of deserving or not. And at what point don't you or do you, right? And so it's this space of judgment. And everything in my body says, that doesn't work for me. And not only that, but my body is this invitation to say, bring it up to others, because other people are under this illusion that they deserve something or they don't deserve something. And so they're constantly trying to qualify without a list of qualifications. And so they either are constantly overqualified or they're constantly underqualified, whatever it is, but they're sabotaging their life because they're not looking at it from the point of view, they just get to have choice. They choose who they have in their life, how they treat them. And if they're not treating them with the regard that they would like to be treated, they get to choose different. They don't get to, it doesn't work to say, I deserve better. Then go out and choose better, right? Choose different. The same thing with lessons. Lessons have it underneath it. Well, to me, a lesson is like, it's almost a smack in the face, like you didn't do it right. And so, here we go. We're going to give you another lesson. Like, you have something to learn. I don't know about you, but I'd rather have an invitation every day. An invitation even that comes through my emotions that says, I'm going in the wrong direction. I'm not going in the direction of actually what I desire or who I be. And so what else is possible? And to be invited into a new place, not a lesson like, damn, girl, you went the wrong direction again and smack down. Like, when are you going to learn? I'm sorry. That doesn't do anything for me. It actually helps me to stay small all the time. And so if you're somebody who likes lessons, rock on, works for you. It doesn't work for me. And for a lot of people, it's not working. It's actually keeping them small. So whatever is true for you, awesome. Always check in with yourself. Ask what is true for you. So the words actually drove me into another place of asking, what is true for me? And sometimes things are true for me. It's not truth. It's different. It's true for me. And it's a contribution to me for a little while. And then things change, right? So same thing with the people that you're around or situations that you're around. It might not be saying you need to leave the situation. It's begging of your awareness. Like if you walk into a situation and you feel drained, what is the invitation here? And you might you might get to play with somebody else and learn what many of the invitations are. Like get better at the language of the body. Because, right, like we know English really well. We know a whole lot of things really well. And yet this is a whole nother language that you could go into constantly looking for the problem, because our brain loves a problem to fix. And so if you go into the body's awareness or the body's internal guidance system and constantly use it with the brain's going to go, that's a problem. How do we fix it? And so I'm saying to you, you walk into a room and you realize that there's a lot of draining energy in there. What is the invitation? I don't know what your invitation is. But for me, many times, it's to look at my own energy, who I'm being, and to expand myself, to look up and to realize I have more than enough to give. Who would I like to interact with? And generally, I'm not even saying that I would avoid, maybe I notice a person that could be draining. I may choose to go near them or I may not choose to go near them. But what I do with my energy is the invitation at that point. Whether I expand it, or many times when I walk in and I'm feeling drained, it's because I contracted. I got into the smallness of me. I got into an apology of who I am or the defense of who I am. And it's a reminder to me to stay in the expansive, vulnerability, powerful place of who I am. See, like, it's interesting that the way the body is constantly guiding us. And when I'm in that space of vulnerability, expansiveness, and power, it does a Schuster Ladder for me. It detours me into having an expanse of people that are open and warm and appreciative of me. And many times it includes increasing my client base, because if I show up defensive, apologetic, combative, protective, that's not really fun to play with. But working with somebody who is open, vulnerable, space, accepting, non-judgmental, well, that's something that's appealing. And so what is your internal guidance system inviting you to? And are you listening to it, or are you overriding it? I mean, we've all been in the car with somebody who always thinks that they know better than the GPS, right? And sometimes they are listening to their intuition, and sometimes they get you really, really lost. So which is it? Like, are you listening, or are you overriding it and you're getting yourself even deeper into quicksand? I hope you enjoyed the topic today. I love my internal guidance system, even if sometimes it's letting me know I have just gone into the most dangerous area ever, and I better find a way out, and it will guide me out as well as the times where it's aware of amazing vistas ahead and waterfalls and zip lines and everything else, and it's urging me forward. So are you willing to turn into your internal guidance system, listen to it, and to follow the flow? Thanks so much for listening. Again, it's Tara McCullum with BeyondThisReality.com, and I look forward to hearing from you guys real soon. Bye.